Have you ever looked at someone and wondered how they got their eye color, or why their hair is brown but their sister's is blonde? Well, these physical traits are caused by genetics. It's pretty much common knowledge that DNA is what makes us unique and different from everyone else in the world. But how does it work?
DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, carries all genetic information to program our body and help us survive. DNA lives in every cell in our bodies. Every strand of DNA is made up of one of the four chemical bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. These four bases combine with one another to create an individual genetic code.
As we're talking about inheritance, genes are the main components of making up traits.
Genes are made up of a bunch of long DNA strands that then use their code to create proteins, which make up almost everything in our bodies.
There are about 20,000 protein-coding genes in the entire human body, and each one of these genes comes from the chromosomes given to us from our parents. Every baby gets 23 chromosomes from mom and 23 from dad. These chromosomes are filled with all types of genetic information that will tell the cells what types of characteristics the baby will have. This is where we can start talking about how genes express themselves physically.
DNA cannot leave the cell, so in response, it replicates itself and becomes RNA, or ribonucleic acid.
This RNA is what gets expressed by the gene. The whole process of gene expression can be looked at as volume control.
The codes from the RNA determine how intense the trait is or if it's visible at all.
All of this is just to express genotypes, or the non-observable traits. But these genotypes are what make up the phenotypes, or the observable traits. Phenotypes are what we talk about when we see eye color or hair color. A fun and easy way to predict what traits an offspring will have is by using a Punnett square.
In our situation, we have mom with brown hair and dad has blonde hair. To find out what hair color the offspring will have, you must determine the dominant allele, then give the trait a letter based on each variation. We will use B. The dominant trait is expressed with a capital letter. Here, brown hair is dominant to blonde hair, so brown hair will be big B and blonde will be little b. To begin observing the probability of the baby having each hair color, you combine the letter on the edge of each square. Even if there is only one capital letter, the trait takes form of the dominant allele. For our example, the baby has a 100% chance of having brown hair and a 0% chance of having blonde.
Genetics are highly complex, and today we are still trying to figure out all of the fundamentals of inheritance. Gene expression in both its genotype and phenotype forms are very interesting, and the whole reason why we as individuals are all different.